Hey folks, Ray Barton from Coldwell Banker Flanagan Realty, sometimes known as Ray the Real Estate Guy. You can find me at raytherealestateguy.com or call me on my cell phone at 908-309-2222. I've been bringing these sessions to you every Monday night at 7 o'clock, and hopefully tonight is a good night, and hopefully the information I provide is easy and digestible. One of the things that we run up against in the real estate business often is being ready to sell the house, what we call staging, making sure the house looks right and it's marketed properly with the expectations that when someone walks in, they're seeing the home and not the clutter. So today, I thought maybe I'd talk to you a little bit about how to get some things done and give you some tips on right sizing, if you will, something that frankly, maybe I'm not all that good at home with, but in the market, I've been able to help people. So let's dive in. You know, one of the things that you want to do is start with the easy things first, right? I mean, you want to take a look at what you can eliminate in your home if you're getting ready to sell and making sure that it looks right. Anything that's broken or damaged or no longer wanted, those are the things that are suspect. Those are items that, quite frankly, it's time to get rid of. I know you've been holding on to that broken chair for a long, long time. Maybe it's time to say goodbye to it. And you have to ask yourself, you know, if this goes away tomorrow, does it really make a difference? Recently, I had the wonderful opportunity of cleaning out my garage, and I got to tell you, I found things in there that I hadn't looked at in 15 years. And if I didn't look at them during the clean out, I probably wouldn't even remember they were there. So made some tough decisions in my mind, but at the end of the day, it cleared out the garage and made it more usable. And frankly, if you know, we all do that once in a while and just clean things up, it would be significantly better for all of us. You know, and the question that you have to ask yourselves, if the item disappeared tomorrow, would I run out and replace it? You know, that's always a big question. You know, if I got rid of that lamp because it had a crack in it, would I go out and find that same lamp, or do I really actually need that same lamp? You know, oftentimes we walk into a house and we see a lot of things on the shelf. We see, you know, stuffed animals, for example, that have a lot of sentimental value, but they're probably not things that, you know, if they disappeared tomorrow, you would replace. So, you know, now's the time when you're getting ready to sell your home to make sure that you're doing whatever you can to clean it up, get rid of it, make sure the clutter goes away, and I'm sure that we can make the house look even better. Another thing that I found recently is a friend of mine listed their house, and as we started going through things and helping him with the idea of staging, he started commenting to me, "Oh, that's my daughter's. Oh, that's my son's. Gee, you know, I've been storing this for my next door neighbor." You know, don't be a storage unit for your friends and relatives. Their house is nice and neat and clean and ready to go, but your house, it may take a little work. So, you know, get out of the habit of offering up your attic or your garage, even for a short time, because short time oftentimes turns into something long. And by the way, cleaning these things out can be difficult. Do yourself a favor. Ask for help. You know, this buddy of mine who was listing his house, he had a couple relatives come over, and they just didn't have the emotional ties, and they cleaned things out and made it look spectacular. So it made the house very, very easy to stage and make it ready for pictures, and frankly, the house value went up tenfold just because of that. Now, when you're going through this, obviously, you have to decide what's really, really important. Does this thing that I want to keep mean enough to me that I have to keep it? Maybe it's an heirloom, or maybe it's something that your great-great-grandfather has had for multi-generations, and you want to be able to pass it down to your daughter, who, by the way, may not want it. You may want to check with her first. But at the end of the day, some of these things are important, and some of these things are irreplaceable. So I'm not suggesting that you just go in and throw things away. I'm suggesting that you take your time, take a look at things, but get the job done. You know, is something that you had in the past which was really, really important, maybe not so important today. For example, are you a skier? At 74 years of age, will you go skiing again? Maybe it's time to get rid of the Nordic track, or maybe it's time to consolidate the 452 fishing poles that we all accumulate in our garage. Those are things that quite frankly, you might be able to sell. You might be able to put them up on eBay or put them out in a yard sale, but do you really need them? Maybe you want to keep one or two things, but you have to take a look whether or not your lifestyle has changed, and then do whatever you need to do to clean up the house so that we can take good pictures when it comes to getting ready to list your home. Schedule some time each week to do this. Don't try to do it all once. I cleaned out my garage, and I took probably a month, and I worked on it a little here and a little there, and made a pile here and made a pile here. I made a pile of what I was going to keep, a pile of what I was going to sell, a pile of what I was going to throw away. And, once I put it in that pile, that's where it stayed until the end. And then I kind of made a quick decision that, maybe I didn't really want to keep it. I wanted to get rid of it. Or maybe I really thought I could sell it. And then, frankly, if it didn't sell real fast, it was donated or given out to someone who might have been able to use it. Take a look at what you got and see if there's any value to it. I mean, I found a camera that was probably 35 years old, and I thought, boy, this thing's really worth some money. And when I did a little research on the network, I found very quick that you probably buy them for $10 a piece. But I also found a book that at the end of the day, that book was probably worth $200 or $300 to the right guy. So I kind of saved it because it was something that I could put up there on the network and see if someone had any interest to it. And frankly, I was able to sell it at a pretty good price. So you can have some fun with this as you go along. Don't try to, again, do it all at once. Do what you have to do to make the thing work. But don't try to clean and get rid of things all at once, because you may, in fact, find something of value. You may want to put into effect some way to prevent you from collecting new items. Okay? I kind of made a pact with myself that before I took in something new, I would get rid of 2 old things. And then I would also, before I bought something new, take a look and see whether I had it. Okay? So, you want to do what you can to simplify your life and make a lot of that clutter go away. And frankly, at the end of the day, it's a dust collector. You probably don't need it. Time to get rid of it. So, it's not an easy decision by any means. It's been kind of an eye-opener for me. My wife's perfect at it, but me, I struggle with it a little bit, and I really had to keep that one paper that I wrote in second grade and made sure that I had it in a binder and a folder for my grandkids, who really probably are just going to laugh at it and don't really care much. But at the end of the day, some things we really, really have to keep, we'll keep them. I'm not suggesting get rid of them, but when you get ready to sell your home, you want to make sure that personal items and extra items and things that are around that basically detract the buyer from looking at what they're buying are out of the picture. I walked in a house one time, and the guy had accumulated a whole bunch of army patches over his career in the military. And they were fascinating to me. I looked at them. There were, all these embroidered patches, and he had probably 3 walls of embroidered patches. At the end of the day, every woman who came in looked at it and went, oh, okay, that's nice. But every guy that came in spent their time looking at the patches and not looking at the house. And when we started talking about the house, they thought, oh, the house with the patches? I don't remember much about that. That's not probably what you want to do when you're staging your house. You want to make sure that the house is available to the person so that they can make a decision as to whether or not they're going to buy it. And then, use your age to your advantage. Make sure that when you're taking a look at things that some of the pictures that you have are the newest and latest, greatest, and they're cleaned up. I mean, when I say make your age look right, there are so many ways to make digital scrapbooks nowadays. You don't need to keep a whole bunch of physical copies of pictures. And, there's services out there that can help you get rid of those things and consolidate. My wife and I found a whole bunch of videotapes, VHS and V8 videotapes from 100 years ago. And we recently went to a company called Legacy Box and spent a little money and had them digitized. I mean, it's not for everyone, but it certainly was for us. We could get rid of the tapes. We have a more permanent copy of the pictures that we wanted, and quite frankly, they don't take up a lot more room. So these are just some ideas that I thought maybe I'd share with you. Hopefully they're good. Staging is one of the most important marketing tools that we have in the business. And if you'd like to know more about how to stage your house, or you'd just like someone to walk through and make some comments and talk to you honestly about what you might need to do in order to get your house listed, please call me at 908-309-2222. I'm Ray Barton, Ray the Real Estate Guy. I work right here at Coldwell Banker and Flanagan Realty. It's in Manchester, New Jersey, Toms River, and Bayville. And if we can do anything to help you, we certainly want to do that. Listing your home is very, very encouraging right now. There's not enough inventory. Prices are up. And if you need to move or you want to move, give me a call. Again, Ray Barton, 908-309-2222. Hey, if you liked what you saw today and you enjoyed what you heard, do me a favor, hit the like button and leave me some comments. Appreciate anything you can do to help me continue bringing you some ideas and thoughts about this great game of real estate. We're here as professionals. We're here to help you. Have a great day and have a great week.